Hey folks, Positive Paul, and it is Tuesday, August 4th, 2020, in the year of our Lord. Hope everybody's well. And I'm going to try to get into my favorite subject. As a 53-year-old MK Ultra survivor put through trauma-based mind control, satanic ritual abuse, my number one issue has become the hybrid issue. I've always stated as a targeted individual, which I don't like that term. I consider myself a satanic ritual abuse survivor, is that if you are being hassled by the military, industrial, satanic complex, you have hybrids involved in your stalking. Plain and simple, if you're a real target. Now, why is that? Well, for one, a human being can turn away from evil if his soul has not been stripped. Now we know Satan's number one job is to steal the souls of humans and take them to hell with him. And it's amazing that, yes, while, people go to church and they know about the Bible and this and that, what's amazing, and this is across the board, Catholics, Jehovah's, all that, they will not come clean with the fact that there's evil people out there that are not human. And their one main goal is to destroy human beings, all right? We know it's a spiritual battle with its physical manifestations, but hybrids are intricately involved in the stalking. The one reason is that they will follow orders. They will not deviate. Yes, sometimes what happens is they get in situations where they get flustered, and then and this is when you see the shape-shifting. They'll start getting off the script. They'll either outright lie or just, start talking nonsense. And that happens quite often with most of them. But the whole conundrum now is raising awareness in this end time scenario that at some point when this all goes down, human beings are going to be out on the street and they're going to realize some of the people around them are not human. Now, up till now, very few people would understand what real shape-shifting in real time is. And I am able to actually give a little bit of a glimpse of what that's about. And the example I'll use is at the height of my harassment and stalking in San Diego, and this would have been around, say, 2000, end of 2015, going into 2016, a lifelong friend of mine, who now I know he was my handler, he didn't realize that up until recently, because he's a hybrid. I would start telling him about the stalking and all that, and he would just, essentially like they all do, like my parents did my whole life. The people that they were surrounding me by were just gaslighting me. Oh, it's nothing. Yeah, you're just paranoid, blah, blah, blah. Well, look, I kept, hammering away at this guy, say, hey, look, because he's supposed to be my friend. And then it got to the point, the one clue that separates a human from a hybrid is that a hybrid will become indifferent when they've had enough of listening about something that they don't even want to hear about. So what happened is we were arguing one day over this. Or I wasn't arguing. He was arguing because he didn't want to hear about it. And he got flustered and he shape-shifted on me for a mere moment or two. Now, what takes place is the fallen DNA within that individual kind of takes over. And the way I saw it is, imagine like a ghoulish type figure, which we see in these demonic cloud formations. That's what they are, The face will extend, the chin will extend kind of down, the eyes get glazed over, and it's they're just kind of disfigured. Now, look, I've said this already. Way back when in Genesis, the original humans, the Adamites, after Eve started spitting out hybrids, look, they would notice these hybrids, the physical difference, the frequency difference. It was in plain sight, folks, and this is going to occur again. This is what I'm trying to tell you. All right. What they've done over the course of thousands of years is find a way to hide themselves with technology that's been around forever. And it revolves around the original DNA blueprint. And, Satan couldn't have his way. He cannot duplicate a human being. Yes, he can make a hybrid, but those original ones, think about it. The Adamites would probably be like, some of them, like, what the heck happened to you? So, yes, he shapeshifted on me because he didn't want to hear about this. And what ended up happening is that was the final straw for me because I had seen it happen once before. Now, I told you this story about, the goofballs that would stalk me and, their eyes would turn opaque. That's different. So the very next day after I saw that with my handler, I hightailed it out of San Diego and I haven't been back since. This would have been, around June of 2016 is when they basically had to sell my property. I was going to be foreclosed on. I was surrounded by stalkers. They were doing all the things that we know about, as far as the stalking concern and as it related to my property, just, vandalism, simple things like putting dog shit in front of your door, lighting fires in the garbage cans in the back alley to cause garage to burn down, those type of things. And look, I hightailed it out of there. I haven't been back since. The last time I was back was in, it would be April 2017. That was the last time I was there. So, with that being said, the reason why I want to do this video is we as truthers, if you consider yourself a truther, and let's just say us as human beings, folks, we want to raise awareness about this hybrid issue and some of these hybrids. And actually, look, it's all of them. When they're called upon, all right, when the screws are put to them, they're not going to be on your side. They are, their main goal is to get this transhumanism in, all right? But what we need to do as humans is get some type of a guide, let's say, on the characteristics of these hybrids. And if we can all agree upon what they are, and I'll just use an example. The ones that have caught my eye: Divine Truth, Offshoot 100, Now Pelek News, and if I didn't pronounce it right, I apologize. Okay, look, there's others. There's others out there, and look, here's the thing. I'll give you an example here. Richard Bruce, all right, Big Rich. His exposing reptilian shapeshifters in Hollywood is his claim to fame, and that's why they're stalking him. That's why helicopters are flying everywhere above him. But notice Rich. Rich has been at this since 2014, right? He claims his first videos. He's done the same thing over and over again. He keeps showing the Matrix thing with Keanu Reeves. All right. He won't dare touch some of these news people, some of these just regular phony TIs. He won't do that. He look, see, here's the deal, folks. All right. If you don't have a Richard Bruce and people like that, you're stuck with an asshole like me and the rest of these people, these humans that are trying to say, hey, look, we got an issue here, folks. And this revolves around your salvation. This has nothing to do with coming to terms with a very evil world, and you want to find your place in it. You want to go to a job and make your money and have all the goodies that go along with money, being able to travel, material possessions. No, folks, that's not what it is about. Well, look, they'll tell you, well, then what is it about? Well, here, that's the mystery, folks. We don't know what the Elohim, what the original, the divine creators, the divine creator had in mind, but it was not this. So, yeah, it's the same thing with the targeting. If I'm of no consequence, okay, and I only have 165 subscribers, and God love all you, the ones that are making nice comments. Diana, thank you. Mirage, thank you. True Vine, thank you. Look, I will make a list and I'll write it down so that way I don't forget. But there's a bunch of you that, have joined me in my journey and trying to come to peace, come to terms with this before Father takes us home, because we're still stuck here. Okay? So back to the point, the hybrid issue. We need to, as if you're going to go on YouTube or anywhere else and try to do these shape-shifting exposure videos, we need to have some guidelines on what we're looking for and figure out why does that occur. Okay? So let's take Enal, Pelec News, and his one thing that he's brought up that's new to me is this V-neck thing, okay? And I even left a comment weeks ago saying, hey, sometimes I see that in myself. But look, I'm turning into an old man, folks, withering away. So, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying what is. But that one aspect, okay? He shows a lot of these actors that have this, okay? Now, why is that? What is it with this V-neck thing? Do you see what I'm saying? Why does that occur? Now, if we don't know, we don't know. But what's the one thing we do know, folks, concerning these hybrids? It's their eyes, their eyeballs, the slit eye, the reptilian eye. Now, we do know why that happens, right, folks? If you're a God-fearing Christian and you have a modicum of understanding of the Bible, you know that these fallen angels started breeding with, the daughters of men, but they were the Canaanite women also, too. We keep that in mind, folks, okay? And this is where you get this. And it's the one characteristic we can all agree on, okay? Now, when does this occur? Well, here's how I see things. This occurs is when you've got these hybrids doing these videos, and once they start getting flustered, they forget their script, they go off script, they'll start outright lying or just coming up with gobbledygook nonsense. That's when they shapeshift. That's when the wackadoodle eyeball starts occurring and the slit eye. So that's number one characteristic. Now the other one concerning the eyeballs is the glazed over demonic eyeball. I've shown this a bunch of times, and this is what I was just describing with my handler when he shapeshifted. The whole face kind of droops, everything. It's just, it's ghoulish, and you see that. And we'll go over all these characteristics here in a minute. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, okay. The V-neck one, I don't know nothing about that. I wish this an NP person could tell us why, that is. But we know about the slit eye, the glazed over demonic eye. Now, what's another one, folks? Something to do with their lips, okay? These sensitive spots where electromagnetic energy, starts agitating the dominant DNA and these features come up. With the lips, it seems like they get like what looks like chapped lips or electromagnetic distortion. Okay, that's number two. Why does that occur? Well, again, it's when they get flustered, folks, and it doesn't matter. It could be a low level, a YouTube TI phony, or it could be someone in Trump's administration. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Okay? So there you go. There's number three. So number four, it's something about their hands. The hands are sensitive, all right? That's where you get these 3-finger Louis. A human being has 4 fingers and a thumb. You'll never see me with 3 fingers, folks. Now, once the hybrids start doing their spiel, they'll start moving their hands around and stuff. I don't get that. I try to follow this guy, Trey Smith, who they all talk good, talk Jesus. He could be wonderful. I don't know him, but when I try to watch him, he's constantly waving his hands around. What the hell is going on there? I mean, think about it. And I don't even look at him to try to get him shape-shifting because I could care less. He's a good guy, puts out good information, but again, it's his hand waving and you get the electromagnetic distortion where the fingertips come to a claw. You get the claw effect. I've shown that. Now, here's one that Kinnigan has shown over and over in previous years is what he calls the crystal polarization, where you see some of these hybrids, they get like these V-type, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm talking about, people. You've watched Kinnigan, crystal polarization. That's another effect. But that's a different kind of hybrid, folks. Remember, the hybrid breeding program, who knows what these freaks were up to after World War II and what they got going on now. I mean, look, we kind of got an idea, but there's another characteristic of a hybrid. So the last and final one that I know is just overall electromagnetic distortion when they're moving. A human being won't do that, folks. Look, I've already done this. I've shown you. You can look at my videos going back 3 years. Pick me apart, anybody. I've challenged all you. I'll give you a clue. A couple times I get the slit eye that looks like I got the slit eye, it's when I'm doing my guitar stuff, when I'm playing a song on my guitar. Those are the only times. So if you want to go on YouTube, I've got plenty of little guitar ditties up there, and you can go ahead and see if you can find me with the slit eye. I dare you. So, okay, the point is, folks, doing these videos, we have to define what the main characteristics are to get this information out. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be walking down the street someday, and for a mere moment, you're going to get a glimpse of these hybrids, and you're going to be like, what the hell? But you're going to know what it is because we've told you, folks. We've told you a million times over, all right? So, okay, so I just rattled off. We got the V-neck thing. We got the slit eye, the glazed demonic eyeball. The lips have problems. The hands have problems. The crystal polarization and the overall general electromagnetic distortion. Now, I think the electromagnetic distortion stuff comes from these clones or robotoids. Those types seem to have a problem. And when you look at these people, they look plastic. They don't look real. I don't understand why. It's amazing how they got humans brainwashed. America's brainwashed by Hollywood. Look, I love all these people I see. Yeah, I turned off my TV and this and that, folks. I stopped watching TV 20 years ago. I mean, I've watched TV only when I'm at someone's house and I have to, or maybe the news is on somewhere and I want to check it out. But I haven't paid for cable in over 20 years. All right, I don't even have a TV. All right, now my son is in there watching his stuff now on a TV, but I will never watch it, and they know that. And they don't ask me anymore, but it's like, you don't watch TV, do you? No, folks, that's part of your mind control programming. The general mind control programming that they do is through television and movies. So, okay, we've gone over some of the characteristics. Now let's actually look at them. And you know what? If YouTube pulls this video, to hell with them. Their days are numbered. They're allowing these other, let's call them people, put these videos up. And if these videos go on YouTube, then they're subject to scrutiny. When YouTube pulls these videos on all these hardworking human beings in America trying to raise the red flag that something's not right, you're doing a disservice to your fellow man. So let's look at this, folks, before I start freaking out. Okay. What I'm going to do is, we all know John Mayer. And awesome guitarist, right? Great guy. A lot of these hybrids on the surface are just wonderful people. All right? I don't know nothing about Mr. Mayer, other than when I see this, I scratch my head.
Bag of chips, like you notice you start spacing out these little tiny, minuscule morsels of enjoyment. Oh, maybe tonight I'll open that Amazon box.
Okay, one more time. What John does is he's doing this like interview with these guys, and he tries to pull a funny, but
bag of chips, like you notice you start spacing out these little tiny, minuscule morsels of enjoyment.
Okay.
Oh, maybe tonight I'll open that.
Why does that happen, folks? What is that? Okay. That's not the crystal polarization. That's the overall general electromagnetic distortion. But did you see everything else in the video was perfectly fine? All right. Now, this is one of his recent talks. And I tell you, he hates doing this. What he does is he's got all this big round table. I don't know what platform they do it on, but he'll have about, say, 20 people. They're journalists, other types that are, watching the market and all this. But he hates doing this. So what happens is he starts getting flustered. And look at his lips, folks. Let's get a close-up on this. Okay. You see what I'm talking about with the lips, right? Now, watch. What happens is they know this. All right? They know this. And what they do is they immediately have to cover their mouth. All right? And what does Fox do? They say programming will return shortly. Because Goofball here is ready to lose it. Okay, so what do? They're only gone for a minute. They come back. Now you have all these people starting to grill. What's his name? Pal? Okay. They start to grill him. Now watch what happens. He starts getting flustered. And the fingers start to stretch out. All right. I noticed that's another characteristic. The fingers stretch really long. But what happens? What they do, he grabs the podium and look, he's this isn't coming in good now, is it? Let's see. Hang on. What happens is he gets flustered. It looks like he's mad. So he doesn't like the question being asked. So he gets mad and he grabs the podium because he knows he's starting to shapeshift. And he looks up. He looks up, and what do you get? The slit eyeball. All right. So, I know this is going to disappoint you folks, but I hate to tell you, Marfugel's one of them too. But I love Marfugel. Look, my 3 favorite Draco hybrids, American Draco hybrids, are Richie from Boston. And Richie's been doing an awesome job. He must be rich to be driving around everywhere. But Richie, I love you, man. I'm praying for you. And I hope you make it. So Richie from Boston. Now Jake Morphonius. He's the other one. And Marfugel. How can you not love Marf? He's wonderful. But folks, I'm sorry, folks. Remember, if these people aren't on YouTube, you're stuck with an asshole like me. So let's look at some of this. These guys, all right? Let's look at this. So Marf went on Stephen Benoon's show there. Okay, there he is. Let's see if we can get this, folks. Everybody, hold on. Might have to do this another way, but look at Steve on the side of his face here. See how it gets dark? Now watch this. Do you see that, folks? The electromagnetic distortion. I've got nothing against this guy. Nothing at all. He speaks of Jesus. He's very intelligent. But again, if he's not there, you're stuck with an asshole like me. You're not going to see me shape-shifting. All right? That's one of Richie's buddies, too, just so you know. But there's Marf. All right? Okay, so Marf is doing... Hang on a minute. Marf is doing a video about the chop zone, and he's driving in a car. And all of a sudden, the screen, it flips. It flips upside down or sideways, okay? And there's Marf. Now look at his shirt. See the stripes? See the stripes on his shirt? Let's see if we can get this. Okay, you see those stripes, right? Now watch this. This only occurs for 1 second, all right? Watch what happens. He goes back to normal, but look at the stripes now on his shirt. Now he's got a horizontal pattern. In this one, the shirt is only a vertical pattern with the stripes. Now look, when the video went back normal, he's got the crisscross pattern on his shirt. And look, come on.